What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech. My name's Patrick, and today I'll be taking a look at the brand new Hypervolt with Bluetooth. So last week, Hyperice announced their brand new Hyperice app, which allows you to connect several different Hyperice products with your smartphone. Now currently they only have the Hypervolt and the Hypervolt Plus with that Bluetooth connectivity. However, I do anticipate in the next several months we're going to get a Hypersphere, a Viper, and some other products that they're going to be releasing later this year that will have that Bluetooth connectivity. But for now, we just have the Hypervolt and the Hypervolt Plus. So today I'm going to take a look at the Hypervolt with Bluetooth. I'm going to do a quick unboxing. We're going to go through some of the specifications of it, and then towards the end of the video, I will show that Bluetooth connectivity in action. As you open the box for your brand new Hypervolt with Bluetooth, you're going to be greeted by two different things. The first is the device by itself, which comes with the flathead attachment already in it. And the second is another box that has the Hypervolt branding on it. The box has a small little magnetic flap on it. As you open it, you'll find a small zippered pouch that's going to house all of your attachment heads. You have a folder envelope that has some literature and instructions in it, and then you have your charging cord. Now inside of this little folder is honestly quite a bit of information, probably a little bit too much if I'm being honest. You get a bunch of different loose leaf cards of information and then an instruction manual. These cards just have a few different things on it. The first one just congratulates you on buying a new device. Then you have a 6-step guide just to get started with the device, how to adjust the speeds, charge it, care for it. Another card recommending how to choose the best attachment for the different areas that you're intending to use it. Another card promoting their new app. Another card promoting their customer service team. And then lastly, another card promoting all the different Hyperice products before you do get to the actual instruction manual. If it's your first time using a massage gun, go ahead and read through that. But honestly, Hyperice, it's a little bit of an overkill with all of these. I get it, you want to be able to change things, but it's a little much and a little bit overwhelming. In order to charge the device with your cord, you do just take the two pieces, plug them together. The small little attachment plugs into the bottom of the device. And as you're charging this ring will light up. Once it's fully charged, you're going to get a green light. The attachments all come in this small little pouch. It does have a zipper. I will go through that in a little while here, but one thing you'll notice that's missing when you open your Hypervolt with Bluetooth is that it does not come with a case. Hyperice is one of the few massage gun companies that does not include a case with it. Now you can buy a case. I think it's about $49, $50 to buy that case, which you can get on Hyperice's website. But it is kind of odd that it doesn't come with the case. You do have this little box that you can keep everything in. But in terms of trying to keep everything together, if you're going to be traveling or taking to the gym, it's just kind of something that seems like it's missing. But it is what it is. So if you really want a case, you can go ahead and buy it. But otherwise, it's not going to come with one out of the box. Now to talk about some of the specifications of the Hypervolt with Bluetooth, to be completely honest, you're not getting anything different than the original Hypervolt other than the Bluetooth compatibility. So if you're familiar with the specifications of the Hypervolt, you've got the exact same device here, but for those of you that aren't familiar with the Hypervolt, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of those specifications, and then towards the end we'll jump into the Bluetooth compatibility and show what you can do with all those different features. Now I always like to start by talking about stall force. Stall force is the amount of pressure that can be applied against the device while it's running that will physically stop the device. Now with the Hypervolt, it's relatively high, it's about 55 pounds. But when you're choosing a massage gun, you want to think of something that's going to be a personal preference for you. So if you're someone that likes a real aggressive massage, then stall force is going to be a little bit more important. It's also important to consider where you're going to be using the device. So stall force really is only going to matter in those big muscle groups such as your quads, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Most people aren't going to really have that stall force come into play, but it is something to consider depending on what setting and what type of muscle groups you're going to be using your device on. So I'll go ahead and show the stall force of this. And in order to turn the device on, you just need to press the power switch on the back and then press to select your speed. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the middle speed here. We'll let it get up running. And then just to press against it here, you'll see it stalls out, but it does come right back on. So this is a good amount of force that I'm having to put against it before it actually stops. So that's stall force. The next thing I like to look at is the stroke length. The stroke length is the distance that this massage head is actually going to move back and forth from the device. For the Hypervolt with Bluetooth, that distance is 10 millimeters. So for me personally, it is a little bit more vibrational feeling compared to something like a Theragun, which is typically in your 16 millimeter range. But again, 10 millimeters is about the standard for most massage guns. The next thing to talk about is the attachment heads that come with your device. As I mentioned earlier, the Hypervolt does come with a small zippered pouch that you can carry these attachment heads in, and it does come with the flat head attachment already in the device. In order to change these attachment heads, you do just need to pull them out, and they do go back in relatively easily. You just need to press it in. So that's how you change those attachment heads. So there's the flat head attachment in it. You also get 4 other attachment heads inside the pouch. So it comes with a hard plastic bullet head attachment, which is typically for trigger point areas. You have a hard plastic fork attachment, which can be used in the back of the neck, typically your calves, Achilles area. This is hard plastic. You have a cushion head attachment, which this is kind of like a little accordion. You can probably hear the air coming out of it. This is for more sensitive areas, typically wrists. Maybe if you have some TMJ, you're going to be using it near your face or just other sensitive areas, you want to use this attachment head. And then lastly, you have a round ball attachment. This is a hard rubber. It's got a little bit of give to it, but it's not as hard as the hard plastic attachments. Now, all of these attachments do pull in and out, just like I showed earlier. The only thing to make note of is the fork head attachment. The fork head attachment has a little knob on the top of it that actually is going to line up with the top of the massage gun itself. And that knob, when you push it in, is just there to help prevent the massage head from spinning when it's using. I've seen devices that don't have that, and the fork will actually start to spin around while you're using it. So if you are going to be using that fork head attachment, just make note that it needs to go in with that little knob on the top. The Hypervolt with Bluetooth is a 3-speed device, so the 3 speeds on it are going to be 30 hertz, 40 hertz, and 53 hertz, which is equivalent to 1800 percussions per minute, 2400 percussions per minute, and 3200 percussions per minute. I'll go ahead and show those. In order to change the speed on the device, you do just need to press and touch this power button on the back, and your speeds will light up on the top. So when you press it quickly, you're going to start off at that first speed. And again, that is 1800 percussions per minute. Just quick press it again to go up to 2400 percussions per minute. And then your last speed is that 3200 percussions per minute. Now on the back of the device, you'll also see a couple different lights. So this bottom set of lights is your battery level. And then there's another row of lights right here. This is actually a pressure sensor. So when I push against this, you'll actually see it light up. That's just to show you quickly what pressure level or what sensitivity you're using that device on. Now this is not an adjustable device, so it does have this fixed angle. So what you see is what you get. If you're trying to reach some different areas in your back, might be a little bit more difficult with that fixed 90-degree angle. The battery on this device is a removable battery. So in order to remove the battery, you just need to press this button here, and it comes out. And similar to the fork head attachment, there is just a little beaded edge on the battery that lines up with the inside. Just make sure that those are lined up and the battery goes back in real easily. Now the battery itself is a 24-volt rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It has a battery life of about 3 hours. Now that's going to vary depending on what speed and how much pressure you're applying against it. Hyperice does have the option to use a wireless charger with this. You can get the wireless charger for $50 on their website. Otherwise, the same charger that I showed at the beginning of the video will work perfectly fine with it. The noise level on the Hypervolt is relatively quiet compared to most massage guns. On your low speed, you're going to be around 60 decibels. On the high speed, it'll be at 65 decibels. You would have heard that earlier when I had it turned on. The weight of the device is 2.5 pounds. Again, it doesn't come with a case, but you do have the opportunity to purchase a case, and you do have that attachment pouch. The price of this device is $349. You can currently buy it on Hyperice's website as well as several other third-party retailers. I'm typically a fan of buying them off of Amazon because you can get prime shipping and then you get 30 days to return the device if you don't necessarily like it. So just my little plug for Amazon there, but you can buy it in several different locations right now. You can also still buy the regular Hypervolt on Hyperice's website, which is $50 cheaper than this, but you're not gonna have that Bluetooth connectivity. It seems like all their devices are going that direction. So if Bluetooth is something that you don't care about, then you can go ahead and get that $50 discount. The last thing to know about this device is that it does come with a 1-year warranty. So if something does go wrong with it in that first year, Hyperice is gonna go ahead and take care of it for you. So now I do want to talk about the Bluetooth capabilities of this device, which is what I'm sure most of you are here to see. I do have my smartphone here. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Hyperice app. And as I open up this app, it's gonna ask me if I want to subscribe to notifications about my warm-up, recovery, and maintenance routine. I'm gonna go ahead and choose later. Now what's great about this device is that it's smart enough to know which devices you actually have. So if you only have the Hypervolt, it's only gonna recommend routines for the Hypervolt. It's not gonna recommend routines for the Viper. Now if you have all those devices, you're gonna get routines for all of those. But because I only have my Hypervolt connected right now, that's all that it is gonna show. So you just need to go to routines, and you need to make sure that your device is on in order for the app to recognize it. And I'm gonna swipe through here, just for an example, I'm gonna choose the routine called the Detox Glide Flush. It tells you how long the routine is. So this one says 23 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and select that. It tells you what it focuses on. So this one has quads, hamstrings, glutes, IT band and hips, lower back, neck and traps, shoulders. It tells you whether you should be on a chair, standing, on the ground. So nice there, it tells you what to do. It also shows you what attachment heads you should be using, and it tells you how long each of these select routines are. When you're ready to begin, you need to select Start Routine. You need to make sure that your device is connected. So just go ahead and select Scan for Devices. It'll search, and it's a pretty quick process. Once it's connected, it's gonna start a countdown. So it's gonna start down from 5. And as it gets on the end here, you're gonna see that it's just gonna take control of the device and turn it on. So this first routine here is actually a 4-minute and 8-second routine. You'll see on the bottom, it says that it's a low intensity. Now, as it goes through this routine, it will take control and change those speeds. So it does take a little bit of time here before it switches to those. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward here until that point, just so you guys can see that happening. And so you see there, right around 50 seconds, it did just transition from low intensity to medium intensity, and the gun sped up a little bit. Now you do also have the opportunity to take over and manually select the speed that you want. So it's on medium right now. If I wanted to go back down to low, I just need to slide it. Or if I wanted to go all the way up to the high intensity, I could slide it. Or I could turn the manual off and it's gonna go right back to where it should be in the routine. So that's all you need to do in order to have your Hyperice app take control of your new Hypervolt with Bluetooth. It's relatively easy, super intuitive. Once you have that routine selected, all you need to do is just guide your device to where it needs to be, and your recovery routine is gonna take care of itself. Now, if you're looking for more information specifically on the app, I will be putting together a tutorial video just focusing on the app only. But for this video, I didn't want to get too lengthy. So just go ahead and go in the app, select what routine you want. It's going to take control of it. But if you have further questions, keep an eye out for that tutorial video on the app itself. If I were to offer a few criticisms of the Hypervolt with Bluetooth, the first would be the fact that it doesn't come with a case. It's something that I've had against Hypervolt from the get-go. Just give us a Hyperice case. It would be much more appreciated than having to buy something separately. I do wish the device had a little bit longer stroke length. And if I'm going to talk about the app itself, you know, we have access to this nice pressure sensor on the back of the device, but the app doesn't integrate that in at all. It would be great to know if I'm putting the right amount of pressure as I'm going through the routines, whether I should be going harder or softer. And we have the capability with that pressure sensor. So Hyperice, if you're watching this, come on, let's get that integrated in there. But overall, I like the app, I like the device. It's a nice step forward. I think a lot of devices are going in the direction of that Bluetooth capability. I'm excited to see how this app is going to develop and how these other products are going to tie into the app as well. But overall, you know, it is a good improvement and I'm happy with the device. If I were to give this device a Best Massage Tech score, it's no different than the score that I gave the Hypervolt, which is 9.5. That's out of 12. It is up there. It's probably one of my top 5 devices overall. It is tied for, I think, second or third of all the devices that I've ranked. It is a good device overall. If you have any questions about the app, if you have questions about the device itself, go ahead and drop them down below. I'll do my best to answer those questions. But that is the Hypervolt with Bluetooth. That's a review.